Zoe's going to speak about something, about becoming active. We've talked about it so much, and coming up with solutions, because it's really easy to see the problems, but sometimes finding a solution is a lot more difficult. So he's going to talk about that for the home section.
Speaking here is hopefully trying to encourage people to not just look at a few people that are elected officials or a few people that are, you know, the head of the Democratic Party or head of the GOP or whatever position they are for. And eventually, the only thing that people hear coming out of you is, no, that's not good. No, I don't like that. No, that's broken. And eventually, nobody listens to you for solutions. And that's not a good place to be. You may be very smart, you may have a lot of experience, you may have a lot of good ideas, but if all you say is, I see a problem there, you know, that's a good idea, but that's a problem, it's just not going to last very long. I'd like to discuss dealing with debt at the government level, and starting from home, the next step would be our community and our local government. Now, is debt something really that important to talk about? I mean, is debt really dealt with at a local level? For Rutherford County, our yearly debt payment is about $8 million per year. That's how much we pay to maintain our debt. That is 17% of our entire county's budget. It's $48 million. $8 million of that goes to maintain our debt. Think of it as 17% of your tax bill, property tax bill, now goes to maintain our debt. Debt enables spending to be hidden or at best masked from the taxpayer. Think of it this way. If the county wants to spend $10 million on a project, they borrow the money, project is spent, and now we have to pay for it. They have to collect the money ahead of time. If the county had to come to you and say, we need $10 million, would you approve that your taxes go up by 30% right now? If the county wanted to do a $10 million project, they would have to increase all of our taxes by 30%. What would you say to them? We're at $8 million a year at the current interest rate. If the whole government debt system starts spiraling out, not to any level of destruction, but to a level of increasing these interest rates, our interest rates are going to go up, which means our yearly payments of debt are not going to be $8 million. They'll be much higher than that. And where is that money going to come from? Again, they can't control sales taxes. And property taxes are the only way to garner new income for the county to be able to pay for this additional debt. Three of them. The people that incur the current $70 million of debt that we have as a county, they're long gone. So they're not going to be held accountable. So if they decide to borrow money to do a $10, $20, $30 million project, they know that in a few elections, nobody will remember, they won't be in that seat anymore, and they'll get done whatever they want done. So debt is a tool without accountability. The money gets borrowed, but the people that pay for it are the taxpayers. They don't get to make the decision. First thing we need to do, but is elect people that understand the consequences of holding debt as a county. We need to establish a real plan for reducing and eliminating the current debt. A real fiscal plan with a start and an end. Require an adjustment in size and services of our local government as revenues adjust as well. I mean, we can't fund, our budget a couple of years ago was $60-some million, and now it's $48 million. But we can't still offer $60 million. Establish a concrete timeline to identify county services that can be privatized and then privatize. With this plan that you have presented in those charts in the graph, I believe that not only can we eliminate our $70 million debt in 7 years, but we can also end up being a county without property taxes. Everybody waves their hand at me when I say that. And people start getting all panicky and stuff and saying, well, how are you going to fund things? How are things going to work? You can look at the numbers in the spreadsheet later if you like to look at the actual financials there. What will be done is in 2011, there will be a 10% reduction of spending for the entire county government. We do this? Well, I can tell you 20% of the residents of this county have had to figure out how to live with 100% income reduction this year. That's what unemployment does to people. In 2012, we would reduce the taxes by 5%, property taxes, and that would simply be an encouragement to the taxpayers that the county government is shrinking in size. It would be an encouragement to say, we have cut 10% last year, we're using that cut not to spend on additional services, but to pay the debt down. And this year, we're doing a 5% cut in property taxes as a commitment to continue reducing county spending and county revenue. In 2013, that will be the third year of this plan, there will be a 15% reduction in spending of the entire county government. Now remember at the beginning when I described what this plan includes, it would include privatizing county services. In 2014, there would be a 10% property tax cut reduction. Again, another symbol to the taxpayers of the county that the county is not simply reducing services or turning services over to a private operation, but that actually the goal of this operation is to reduce the tax burden on the county taxpayers. 2015 would be the last 10% of county government spending reduction. 2016 will be the final year of property taxes. You can see the amount of money. Rutherford County, it uses its sales tax revenue to manage its operation of services. You would have all services of the county privatized, they can be privatized, and you would have a county without property taxes. Why should we do this? I mean, what's the point of this? Okay, we can eliminate the debt, but what is this deal with the property taxes? Why should we go into that extreme? Well, I'll tell you why. Without the property taxes, out of the 100 counties in North Carolina, we will be the only one that has a zero property tax. Now imagine yourself being a business owner that owns a lot of property, whether that is land or whether that is machinery, whatever property you pay property taxes on. Where would you like to keep that? People would say, well, that doesn't guarantee that you'll bring businesses in. Well, explain to me every single example of the last 5 that this county has done through the EDC to bring businesses in the county. How have they attracted those businesses in this county?
Tax incentives.
Tax incentives. The county cannot offer sales tax incentives. You realize that because they don't control them. But the county can only offer property tax incentives. So what do? They give you 3 years of no property taxes. How do they do that? They refund you at the end of the year. They give you 5 years of no property taxes. And with every single business that's been brought in the county like this, what has happened? After the 3 years expire, business dissolves. That money that business saves, of course, can go in only 2 different places. 1, reduce product cost. Or 2, have the business spend more money. How does businesses spend money? They buy from other businesses or they employ. Like right now, it's county $30 million a year in property taxes. Now imagine this year when there's no property tax, there will be $30 million of unspent money in this county. Where's it going to go? Spent at local businesses. It's going to be spent. Those local businesses, with the additional requirement for services, are going to have to hire new employees, new jobs. Okay? Well, I rent. It doesn't matter to me. Well, what does your property owner do? He pays property taxes, so your rent includes a property tax premium inside that he has to pay. So rents go down. Now, what's happening right now, for example, with the sales taxes, is the sales taxes get collected by the state. The state applies 2 different formulas as to how much money the county will get back, and then it sends the money back to the county. So there is huge delays of the revenue coming back to the counties, and there are lots of fluctuations to get adjusted. We present to the state legislature a plan for the state to institute the ability for counties to implement their own sales taxes, so that you can actually run a county completely from a consumption tax revenue, and not tax or punish people who choose to pay taxes. Not when the government comes and tells you, you must pay it because we choose for you to pay it. So freedom is larger, liberty is larger, and people's investment into this county is larger. Imagine how many businesses will be interested in buying property here and making long-term plans and projects with our property if they don't have to pay taxes on those long-term waits that they have businesses in places with low tax burdens. If we are the one, if not the lowest, but the only county in North Carolina with low property taxes or zero property taxes, when this recovery starts taking place, it might be a couple of years. That's why this is a 7-year plan. It might be 4, 5, 6, 7 years. But if we're on this road to eliminating property taxes in this county and showing a very low tax burden, when businesses start looking for places to put their money and to expand their operation, they will look at Rutherford County. You will not need, and I don't mean to be idealistic and say you don't need an EDC. You need somebody to promote the county and the benefits of the county. You need that. But you will not need somebody to offer a 3-year half of property tax or to compete with some property tax breaks. This place will be the only one that makes sense for somebody to run and operate a business in. And that recovery is coming. It will come. And when it comes, if we're at the bottom of tax-friendly counties, it will take us even double looking for areas that you feel passionate about or you feel interested about and coming up with these kind of ideas and solutions and presenting them to the county commissioners, to potential county commissioners, so they're aware that there are people in the county that are interested in making things work more than just, let's just be like every other county in North Carolina. We need to be different, and we can. Thanks.